Let's jump right into this explainer. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to install a MetaTrader 5 trading bot completely from scratch without writing a single line of code. Look, if you're new to automated trading, MT5 probably looks incredibly technical. And the term expert advisors, which, by the way, is just MT5's official, slightly intimidating name for a bot, sounds like you need a computer science degree to figure it out. I talk to so many beginners who genuinely believe they need to be programmers just to get off the starting line. But my goal right now is to strip away all that confusing jargon. Because the truth, getting a bot onto your chart literally takes just a few clicks. And that brings me to the core of what I see every single day. Most beginners think installing the trading bot is the hard part. It absolutely isn't. The technical setup is surprisingly simple, but I see so many traders getting completely paralyzed by just the idea of it. You do not need to write code to use a trading bot. The entire architecture of MT5 is built specifically so you can plug in and play these systems. But because people get so wrapped up in the anxiety of the installation process, they completely miss where the actual danger lies. Because the really expensive mistakes, those usually happen after the installation. The reality is, the real danger isn't the software setup. It's buying garbage bots, using way too much risk right out of the gate, and making terrible emotional decisions later on. When you transition from manual to automated trading, you might think you're getting rid of all your trading problems. You aren't. You're just trading them for new ones. Sure, you no longer have to worry about pulling the trigger on a trade yourself, but you absolutely have to worry about whether you trust the system enough not to panic and intervene when it hits an inevitable losing streak. So let's look at how accessible this actual setup really is. Here's the official, straightforward installation flow. First, you just need your broker account, or honestly, even better, a demo account connected right inside MT5. Second, you navigate to the official MQL5 market directly within the platform. Third, you find your EA and just click download or install. Fourth, you literally just drag and drop it right onto the correct trading chart. And fifth, you click the Algo Trading button at the top of your screen. That is it. 5 steps. You're not compiling code and you're not configuring backend servers. You're just following a really simple path. Now, you do have to understand the fail-safe mechanisms that MT5 uses. I always remind people to double-check that automated trading is enabled in 2 separate places. Think of it like a 2-step lock. First, you've got the global Algo Trading button right in the main terminal. If that's red, nothing is happening. Second, inside the specific properties of your expert advisor, you have to physically check the box to allow automated trading. If either of those permissions is missing, your bot is just going to sit there staring blankly at the market. It's a built-in safety feature designed so you never accidentally unleash a bot on your live account without confirming it twice. Okay, so a lot of people ask me about infrastructure. You are going to see aggressive marketing out there telling you that you instantly need a virtual private server or a VPS with 0 millisecond latency to make any money. Let me be super clear about this. A standard, everyday laptop is perfectly fine for your day one testing and learning. You do not need to rush out and rent expensive cloud hosting before you even understand how your EA functions. I really want you to start small. Install it on your personal computer, throw it on a demo account, and just watch how it behaves. The absolute crucial point here is exactly this. You do not need complex infrastructure on day one. A VPS is really only strictly necessary much later on. Like if you want the system running 24 hours a day, 5 days a week without leaving your laptop open, or if you're trading super aggressive 1-minute timeframes where execution latency actually matters. But honestly, if you're testing an EA that trades on a 15-minute or a 1-hour chart, things are way more relaxed. Just get the basics right first. Don't let the technical upsell of a VPS distract you from learning the core mechanics of how the bot actually operates. But guys, here is where people just get destroyed. Once they realize how easy it is to install an EA, they completely drop their guard. They start grabbing random, unverified files from sketchy websites instead of sticking to the official MQL5 market. They accidentally log into the wrong broker account. They close their laptop lid and then act surprised when the bot stops trading. But you want to know the absolute most fatal mistakes? Using way too much risk, expecting instant profits, and constantly tweaking the input settings after a single loss. That is exactly how you blow up an account. The tool is working perfectly, but the operator is panicking. And that brings me to a concept I am incredibly passionate about. The way I see it, discipline in automated trading doesn't just disappear, it shifts. In manual trading, your discipline is tested candle by candle, right? In automated trading, it shifts to the discipline of simply not intervening. It's having the psychological fortitude to hold back that massive urge to touch the settings or to just turn the bot off entirely when a completely normal, mathematically expected drawdown happens.
Because if you're constantly stepping in to fix the bot every single time it loses a trade, you've completely destroyed the entire mathematical advantage of automating the system in the first place. Let me be incredibly direct with this next point. A trading bot is absolutely not a magic money printer. Do not expect instant, risk-free wealth. If you are out there looking for a system that literally never loses, has zero bad phases, and requires absolutely zero effort on your part, you are going to get scammed so fast. The marketing in this industry is brutal, and it intentionally preys on people chasing a passive income fantasy. Real automated trading involves real risk, it involves real drawdowns, and it requires a very realistic, grounded mindset. My view is that the second the bot is running, your job title fundamentally changes. You're no longer the button pusher, you're the manager. Your job is to supervise the framework. You have to enforce strict, unyielding risk limits. You have to monitor your overall account exposure. And most importantly, you need to continuously evaluate if the bot's core logic actually still makes sense in the current market conditions. You aren't micromanaging every single trade, but you are absolutely managing the risk of the total portfolio. And that is the real, actual work of an algorithmic trader. To show you exactly what this kind of management looks like, in my live stream, I'm actually forward testing DoIt Alpha Pulse AI right now. I'm using it as a perfect example of keeping risk small and observing how an EA actually respects its own settings over a long period of time. And look, I'm not bringing this up as some hard sales pitch. I'm bringing it up because you need to see real forward testing in real live market conditions. You have to watch the behavior of a bot over weeks and months, not just stare at a shiny cherry-picked backtest curve from 3 years ago. So let's wrap this all up. Now that you know how surprisingly simple the actual MT5 installation flow really is, you're ready for the actual challenge. Because once you know how to install a bot, you desperately need to know which ones to avoid. In my next explainer, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify and avoid the fake AI bots flooding the market, how to spot manipulated backtests, and how to see right through that scammy MT5 marketing. Until then, I want you to ask yourself, once the bot is running, are you managing the system, or are your emotions